Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another video of TISS Talk series. In this video, I'll be talking with Prashant Ilag and he'll be sharing his interview experience. Apart from that, he'll also be sharing his strategy for TISSNET, and we will also have a fair discussion on the ODCL program. As for the details to connect with Prashant or me, you can check down the description section, and the rest is all very common with all YouTube channels. Like, share and subscribe and all that. Thank you. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today with us we have Prashant Ilag, who is recently admitted to Tata Institute of Social Sciences Mumbai at ODCL course, which is probably the most sought course at TISS. Congratulations to him on that, and let's ask him for his background rather than me telling you that. So please, Prashant.
Thank you, Kshitij, for the nice introduction. As Kshitij has mentioned, I have recently able to be secure the seat among the 32 candidates that are chosen for ODCL program. And a little bit about my background. So I come from a district, Buldana in Maharashtra. I did my schooling in military school. After that, I went to do BTech in civil engineering from VGTI Mumbai, Mumbai University. And post that, I had been working with Gortajan Boys for like 2 years. And after that, I had briefly prepared for civil services exam as well, UPC. I had been in Delhi for a while, but I wasn't able to get through and crack that examination. So I'd pursued, I'd think of pursuing civil services, but then I changed my plan and I sought out for various courses at B schools. This ODCL program at TISS got my attention because that's basically designed for working professionals, and the mandatory criteria for that is you need to be having 2 years of experience in that. So I was fulfilling the criteria and I had prepared for the TISSNET as well. And in further dialogue with Kshitij, I would like to highlight what was my strategy and how I was able to crack that TISSNET and further OPI rounds as well. So over to you, Kshitij.
Okay. Actually, Prashant, your video is stuck maybe. So can you please, try to stabilize your network?
It's fine, bro. At my end, it's fine because I had connected with broadband and everything is moving. So
Okay, actually,
probably
even
then
I am
you.
having a good network. Then I think it should be a Zoom lag or probably something like that. So I'll just try to refresh it in that case. And
Yes,
if it
yes.
works, I hope that does. But okay, so in either case, let's just continue it. And a very basic question from my side, like what exactly is the TISS ODCL course? And like you can't just give away everything because you are still a fresher, right, for the course. So what is your understanding for TISS ODCL?
I would go like what is website has mentioned. Like organizations are affected by constant change, and the ability to adapt, stay relevant, and thrive in uncertain times is the key determinant of their very existence. So you can see this has created a need for genre of professionals who are able to create organizations with resilience to enable organizations to better respond and adapt to industry market changes and technological advances by deeply impacting both organizational factors and human factors. So this is what TIS has mentioned about the ODCL program. So when I first inquired about the program, uh, I I thought this TIS could be as an program which has longing or which has similarities to HR program as well. But when I read through the books which are like mentioned on the website, I had read a book by Linda Holbosche and uh, Mi Chen Yang. So that book was very much helpful, and that book provided me insights about what OD is and how OD is different from HRM. So after reading that book, then I understood that there are various interventions that need to be done in order to get the effectiveness and productiveness improved in the organization. So I went through a website as well as books mentioned by the website as well, and then I prepared accordingly for the online personal interview rounds as well. So after NET, TISSNET examinations, the next hurdle, which was cracking the online personal interview, was pretty much a good task done by me, and therefore I was able to secure a seat, I think, among the 32 my colleagues in ODCL program. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Like, so basically, to summarize, let's say ODCL is a program that can help more in times of, like, let's say pandemic, because things have changed. Like, a lot of things have come down to virtual mode. If not that, then organizations have come down to where, like, boiling down to facets where they can introduce social distancing in the organization itself. So basically, it is all about adapting to every change that comes after anything catastrophic, or if not catastrophic, a generation change maybe.
Yes, yes, exactly, Kshitij. You were to the point, and I would like to add on that. Uh, Basically, this ODCL program is designed for that purpose only. So there are any catastrophic change as well, because now in this COVID times, this hard COVID times, we have seen organization has to cope with lot of change and developmental initiatives. Like switching the whole workforce in the virtual mode was a big challenge for HR persons as well as the whole strategic administration over there. So I think going forward, we are having this technological advances which will surely impact organizations alike as well, and they need to shift or do this organization development interventions which are needed to thrive in this uncertain time. So this ODCL program, we are yet to start our academics. That is going to start on 30th, and today is I think 20th of August. So after
Okay.
starting the curricular work, I would be able to gauge what exactly is ODCL program, and I would like to request you after completion of program or like one year in the program, I would like to have a conversation on what exactly is ODCL and what I have learned from it. So I'll be looking forward to that. But as of now, I had an understanding that uh, everything which we will be taught will be helpful for organization which needs to be resilient and improve their productivity in the long run. Like this program consists of learning various behavioral sciences interventions, like various behavioral sciences things are we are going to learn, and how the organizational strategy needs to be revamped. We also are going to learn that also, and how to increase the operational excellence and efficiency. This is the main crux of any organization. To, like, for example, we take a case of Swiggy. Like in these COVID times, the or restaurant and hospitality industry was closed. So
Yes, yes.
Swiggy had to move to delivering groceries to households. So they managed the change very quickly and adapted according to the situation of the market as well as the economy overall. So I think like these organizations, like which are able to do a change or which are able to cope up with these adaptations, will thrive in future times. So I think that's what OD is going to teach me in going forward, and I'm looking forward for a fruitful and very much enriching experience out of this ODCL program, which is about to start. But I think yes, we had some preliminary sessions, and that was a fruitful one. So over to you.
Okay, definitely. I love to have you after a couple of years, once you're done with the program, like the vibrant change and all that you will go through. So we'll have fun after
Exactly.
that as well in a couple of years. So I think that should be it for this primary question. So apart from that, what I'd like to have you is to share your highlights on your TISSNET preparation, like the first stage of preparation. Like you did mention that you prepare for civil services, but apart from that, did you strategize particularly for your TISSNET preparation, or you just went through the flow, like because you had a background for CSE, right? Like preparing for
Yeah, yeah.
UPSC. So that should have definitely helped you. As I understand, even I did that. So that should have definitely be a helpful factor. But did you strategize yourself in another way for TISSNET? And if you did, how did you do that?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I would like to preliminarily start with I gauged what TISSNET is actually. So I had strategized for that accordingly. So I had gone through previous year questions. So like we had 2016, 17, 18, 19 questions with me. So I strategized according to them. I absorbed the questions, what were the questions really asked, because CSA is totally a different game and different scenario work over there. In terms of TSNET, I found that key various questions that were asked were aligned to what TSNET is all, what TIS as an institute is all about. TSNET is for every program which is offered by Tata Institute of Social Science. So I think Considering those all programs in mind, one should prepare accordingly. Like for example, last to last year, there was questions on environment and ecology. So that connects with the School of Ecology over there. So, and we had a lot of questions on polity as well. So, polity and governance is a whole different course at TISS. So, considering those programs which are offered by TISS, one should prepare accordingly. Like saying every program has a unique set of questions and unique set of challenges to them. So every aspirant of TISS should go through the various programs available at TISS and then accordingly strategize, keeping in mind previous year questions as well. So I didn't per se join any coaching institute or any mock interview institutes which are online, but I had strategized according to me as well. And basically, I had given mocks as well, but not mocks per se of TISSNET only. I had been preparing for civil services exam long back from like 3 to 4 years, and I had gained a lot of knowledge as I would think too. But then the questions in TSNet were like only on like they were not any deep questions. So
Static
if
front,
one
you
has a
mean?
static front, so they were not so much analytical in the sense. So if anyone has read like basic like history or basic geography till 12th and has gone through general current affairs material which are circulated in market or are available online, so one can easily crack TSNet going forward. So that was my strategy. Focus on previous year questions, absorb the questions as well, and how the questions are asked, connect it with the present scenario, and you will be good to go, I think.
Okay, okay, that's great. I hope it helps a lot of students who are preparing. And we'll move to our next question. Before joining and now after that you have joined at TISS-ODCL program, you might have sought an improvement on your career front, right? Like everyone feels that like once they are joining for a program that is probably meant to excel their career front, because I know another program at ISB, that's a PGP program for ISB, Indian School of Business, Bangalore. So even that program is specifically for enhancing your career front. And I look at this program in the similar way to enhance your career front once you are in your career. So these programs are the programs that particularly ask for your experience. So how do you think this course will help you like a couple of years down the line? And how do you expect to have the improvement in your career wherever you are at? Like you can even answer a generalized answer, like just for someone who's working at an industry for 2 to 3 years or more than that maybe. So how can they exactly expect an improvement after this?
Okay. So that's the question. Okay. So I would like to begin with like what actually OD is all about. Like OD begins with the development of strategy, like the mission, vision, and values of the organization, and what goes on to define the various activities needed to achieve those. Like every organization has its value statements as well as various vision statements. But what are those exactly? Because OD activities are completely dependent on the firm and its objectives. OD outcomes take more time to realize. Each activity is specifically crafted to achieve part of the desired outcome, and each are interlinked. The technology that a worker uses can be changed, but whether they can exploit it depends on their personal human characteristics. As a result, jobs may need to be redesigned or new staff hired, and systems of work modified. So this is what I got it from Google. But going forward, I think if any having the person with work experience would like to pursue this course, so I think that would be a career boost to it, and they'll learn a lot more than what actually they have learned in the organization as such. And going forward, I would like to recommend reading any book which has OD as an basic theme in it, and everyone will get actually what OD is. Because in India, as or Indian economy or as a world economy is considered, organization development is a new field, and it is creating a space for it. So going forward, like I'm looking down the line 20 to 25 years. So I think OD will have much scope in that. And if you are prepared for riding the wave of change, so I think this specific initiative will help going forward. and I'm glad to be part of TISS-ODCL and a larger legacy of TISS itself. So I think that is it.
Okay, so basically, TISS is about accepting the changes which a lot of population is not ready necessarily to accept. But I believe people have to accept changes when there are circumstances like this, like in circumstances when it's based on your life. Like if you get out of your house, you have the chances that you might just die by catching a disease wherein your family can't even meet you after death. So in these circumstances, changes become pertinent, like that's why I believe this course is excellent, that's why even I wanted to pursue it. But later in time, I can pursue it because I lack the experience which you do have. And I really feel great that you're doing to do it in the next couple of years. And it's very amazing. And congratulations once again.
Thank you, Shitish.
Okay, let's move to the next question. Please share a basic overview on what your extempore topic was and how did you tackle it? Like you did say that you have been preparing for UPSC since a couple of years. So I think that should be a cakewalk for you. Like any topic, if it is a generalist topic, that should have been a cakewalk for you because even I know how UPSC aspirants are because they have a lot of subjective knowledge and they can just, if they are able to relate it somehow, they can excel it. And apart from that, share some insights on how your interview was, like how it went throughout. And after that, I'll have a little bit funny question for you.
Okay, not an issue, Shitish. So, answering the online personal interview, how did it went? It had basically two parts, like extempore topic, and other was a general online personal interview. So, I would like to suggest, because I think going forward, this will or will not conduct the online personal interview and extempore rounds. That's a question, or that's a thing to decided by this administration. But this year, due to COVID, they had restructured how the selection process will be carried out, and they conducted online personal interview of like 50 marks, which has two components: extempore and online assessment. So I would like to suggest be thoroughly prepared with subjects having social dealings. I mean subjects which are close to heart of any sociologist. Like for example, consider diversity and inclusion. So what I was offered was a subject of, like, I would like to quote it, looking beyond the gender binary. So that was my subject, and I was fabbled by knowing that I had a little bit of preparation of that, but and reading that month was a pride month going on when I had the interview preparations going on. So I had read a lot of articles about what needs to be looked beyond the gender binary. So I had highlighted various issues and like various social issues as well as various economic challenges faced by the LGBTQ plus community. So the basic problem starts with the grassroots level as well, and we don't recognize it on the national front, or like society isn't are not able to absorb, or not are not able to accept the reality which has the bearing on them. So answering my basic questions. So extempores are basically designed to gauge what are your understandings about various societal issues, and what are the various social dealings which you are able to see. Like reading daily Indian Express or the Hindu will suffice for that, I think, because every I had referred to the extempore topics of my colleagues as well, and who had given the online personal interview. All topics were from like daily dealings and daily societal dealings from that. Like the other topic was food is medicine. So like these topics are in general
In
asked.
general.
So everyone should prepare thoroughly about what are the everyday issues faced by the marginalized sections or the vulnerable sections, and do prepare for it thoroughly. And keep in mind the structures as well. Like I had answered the question considering the past scenario, the present scenario, and the future scenario. And I also use the PESEL approach, like what is the political implications, what are the societal implications, what are the economic implications, what are the administrative implications. So I mentioned about various acts which has government of India has recently enacted to give the LGBTQ community a thoroughly new definition of what is trans peoples, and what are the various avenues they can they can get on government front. So government has accepted the reality, but I think going forward, society also needs to accept the challenges as well as what are the difficulties faced by LGBTQ plus community. So I had structured the answer according to that and given the answer. So I had scored pretty well in extempore, but also I think the administration at TISS or academic leaders at TISS accept more from you. So read thoroughly what are the challenges and what are the implications of what you are reading. Like currently, if you are reading about, let's say, Afghanistan issue, so what are the bearings on Afghanistan's issue? So what are the challenges going forward in Afghanistan's issue? That might get asked in next year in like any another course extempore, if that happens by chance. But I think going forward, this should also uh, keep this extempore and online assessment programs live, so they can gauge the perspective of the aspirants thoroughly. So I think that was my experience about extempore and online personal interview rounds.
Okay, okay, that's great, And what I feel about extempores or OPIs, or rather any personality based assessments, is you have to have it in within. Like, unless you don't have it, it is very hard to reflect it. So that time you will be faking it, and faking it has a very high chances of being caught, like if you're faking some empathetic view, which you are really aren't, like if you aren't empathetic and you're just empathizing in a fake format, then there might be a chance that you might get caught. So what it begins with is to having the social, let's say, empathy. It should be in within, and that is where I think that they might be getting candidates from, like, they might have having some kind of assessment. They are definitely very senior to us. People of age more than 50 do assess us, so they have
Yeah,
almost
exactly.
30 plus years experience than us, and we can't simply think of fooling them by faking our answers. So that's how I believe,
Yeah,
is that you have
exactly.
to it is within you.
Exactly. You mentioned, I forgot to mention this because I wasn't in, because everything you should tell, or every word which comes out of your mouth should be a honest opinion of yours. You should not fake anything, or like fake, I have been working in that organization to develop that. You should always be truthful at the interview stage, because if you are caught in faking some info or any concerns or various opinions you are giving, so you would be at the right moment will be rejected from the online personal interview round. So yes, keeping your views honest and to sticking to the integrity is very much vital part of being an part of Tata Institute of Social Science. So they won't allow you to have fake views and accordingly get any administration to any of the program in taste. So be honest, be open, be flexible in your approach, but then do give your best. What is I think about uh, online personal interviews are. Yes.
Okay, so here's a casual question about your personal interview. So let's consider that it was an interview for around half an hour or so. So there might be a particular instance where you just went awkward, at least for, let's say, not knowing the answer. If you knew the answer, you were not able to answer it because it might be something, let's say, you didn't want to answer the particular answer. So how did you tackle it? Like there are instances at interviews where we just, if we know the answer, we can't give the truth answer right away. So we might want to morph
Mhm.
it a little bit to have a change or to be comfortable. And everyone needs comfort. So was there any instance in your interview?
Not as such. The instances I wasn't instances where I wasn't able to give the correct answer or what answers that were required by them. But the interview round went very smoothly. They asked me outright questions, which I was able to give them. And there were some questions, I think, about the book which you have read. So I think what the TISS website has mentioned. There are a list of 5 to 6 books, and everyone should at least read one of the books going forward if you are appearing for the interview round. So that will give you the gist, or what I would like to say, a test of what ODCL is all about. So they'll ask you the questions from that book only. Like what I was asked, I had worked with Godrej and Boys in construction division in occupational health and safety department of theirs. So they asked me like, if you are sent back to Godrej and Boys, and then you are standing on 27th floor, and you see a worker not working according to the established safety norms. So how will you apply your OD knowledge and get the worker in working in much safer way? So I wasn't able to correctly gauge the what is required, but I sent or reviewed the question and then answered accordingly, like what OD intervention should be provided, and then what are the various behavioral based safety intervention which need to be imbibed in workers, and the daily toolbox talks meeting which needs to be conducted. So I gave the generalized answer, but if you don't know the answer and if you can't generalize the answer, please say ki I will look into it and I would like to study further on that question. And I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer. So this much simple answer would also suffice. And then you wouldn't be able to, they won't cut any marks per se of that. So be true to your panel, and I think that would suffice. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what do you think about having the college in an online mode? Like, do you want it to have it in online mode or an offline mode, or like, let's say, a vibrant mode wherein there's hybrid of both models? You have a college for offline mode for 1 month, and after that, you have an online mode college for 1 month. So, how do you think it should be exactly? Or do you just want it right away
Actually,
offline?
Actually, I would love the course to be going offline, but then if we are the student of OD, organization development and change and leadership. So this change, which has been brought upon by the going ongoing COVID pandemic. So I think this is an opportunity to learn how we can cope up with the changes as well. So going forward, I like to have the program in like what you called in a vibrant mode or hybrid mode of the education. So going on campus, meeting with friends on, like, we are meeting online, but that interaction as which is I think is not much humane all about. So if we go on an offline campus mode, so the interactions will be much more vibrant. And going forward, I would look up to like going in a vibrant mode, or like 1 or 2 months on the campus, but that's not going to happen because that's not the situation. So I would love to learn online as well, because online learning has its own challenges, and we should adapt to online learning, because going forward much of the workforce will be working online, and you should handle the various components of working online. So you should provide the support, necessary support for the workforce going online. So I think that would be a challenge in itself, and I would like to continue it online mode, because there is no chance, at least till like December or
December,
January,
yeah.
if the third wave doesn't come. So then the colleges and the campuses will open. But till now we had to, or we are should able to gauge and learn various initiatives and be parts of various events and challenges in online mode itself. So that would be my take on that.
Okay, that's great to know from you. And apart from that, let's have a finishing note. So, would you have any suggestion or a finishing note for the aspirants who might be watching this video?
Like we thoroughly prepared with various social issues, because Tata Institute of Social Science looks a candidate which is more empathetic, which is more honest, and value driven candidate. So if you are able to crack the TISSNET, and then afterwards, if you are into OPI rounds or online interview rounds, or going forward offline interviews, so be true and have a, what we can say, a keen eye to social issues. So that will, I think, get you through the program. And basic preparations tips are like floating online, and Telegram channels are there. So one should keep a tab on the Telegram channels, what are the strategies various aspirants are sharing, or various candidates who have converted to TISS are sharing. So there is an ample amount of knowledge and resources online, so one can refer to that. But on a personal note, personal touch, I would say keep a tab on various social issues, and the issues which are nearer to your heart. For example, if my example is taken, so I had a various I had a keen interest to study what is the diversity and inclusion part. So I would like to love various government initiatives that were taken for the non-binary or trans people. So I think going forward, one should have a keen interest to social issues because we are working in a social domain and we are a social being. So that should one keep in mind going forward.
And apart from that, this being a social sciences institute, it is very
Yeah.
understandable of them to being interested in that.
Exactly, exactly. So if you have any specific keen interest or eye to any social issues, so you can reflect that and you can work toward that, and going forward, you would be having a successful career because you will be pursuing your passions and not going after the various perks and benefits which come with being economically independent. So I think working for the social cause will it's in itself give you the various understanding of how society works and what are the various vulnerable sections, what are the disadvantaged sections, and having empathy towards them, and a keen interest to doing my bit, whatever small it is, but doing my bit towards improving the society. This is what is required for fellow aspirant, I think.
Okay, okay, that's great to know from you, Prashant, and I thank you for being here. And I'd like to know what TISS Talks is about. TISS Talks is an initiative to help students who are applying for TISS particularly. Herein, I'll be having candidates from TISS who have been selected for various courses. If not that, they will be having an experience at TISS for a couple of years. And we'll be just having a general conversation. If you have any questions for Prashant, you might want to put it down in the comment section. He will be ready to answer you if he is having time for so. So I think this
Yes,
should
yes.
be it, Prashant. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. We'll love to have you after 2 years to see the experience you have to share.
Yes, yes, Kshitiz. Thank you. Thanks a lot for having me here and giving me the opportunity to share my views and what are the various learnings which I had learned till now. The course is yet to start, but I'm looking forward with much hope and much energy towards it. And thanks a lot, Kshitiz, again. And
Okay.
if you have any questions, do put down in the comment section below, and do like, subscribe, share, and comment on this and much share it among the various aspirants as well. So thank you, Kshitij.
Okay. Thank you.